Okay, 10 minutes. What I'm going to present to you is a bit of context, or quite a bit of context, in some issues that have come up in my own coaching practice in my volunteer time this season. Off the back of that, I'm going to present the main issue and a subsequent question that I've been asking myself throughout this season, because this season has been probably the most challenging I've had to deal with in 18 years of coaching. And then I'm going to concentrate on three things. I'm going to present a study that I've drawn some research and evidence from, and I'm going to talk about why I've chosen that study. I'm going to talk about what I found from that study, and then I'm going to talk about how I interpret the evidence and critique what I've found in there. And then I'm going to bring it back together and come up with some of my own conclusions. So, give you the context. This is the motley crew that I look after. They are Marshall's under 13s now. This was taken at the back end of last season. There are some horrendous haircuts there, and that might be to do with what I'm going to present to you in a moment. I take no blame for those haircuts. I've been working with these boys for 3 years now, since they were under 10s. And we are currently playing in the South Liverpool Junior League. So, context. Here's the results that the boys have had so far this season. 12-2 was Saturday's score. We got 2. That was a good one. We've had a 16-0, we've had 11-2, a 10-0, 14-0, 19-1, and 8-0. And interestingly, the squad is formed from, is now, we've merged into one squad. We were 2, but we've come together as one. When the two teams played each other, that was the score, 8-7 thriller. Okay? So, some more context, some of the, some evidence from coaches around locally, an under 7s coach, proudest punch with his 27-0 win, posting his score sheet on Instagram. Not a bad way to start a Sunday. Interestingly, that was a 40-minute game, so I'll be interested in how quickly he managed to get the ball from the goal to the centre circle, if he scored 27 goals in 40 minutes. That is the league table of our division last season at under 12s. I want to point out a couple of things. 12 teams, 24 games. Goal difference here, goal difference here. This is, doing some research, the most competitive league in the world, which is the Brazilian Serie A. Okay, 20 teams, goal difference at the top, plus 27, minus 30 at the bottom. 12th place was plus 4. What does that mean? What's it got to do with this? Well, in the South Liverpool League last season, in 60-minute games, the team in first place were average win margin was plus 5 goals per game. And the average losing margin for the team in last place, minus 157 goal difference, was minus 7 goals per game. That's the average. So there was nearly a 12-goal swing between those 12 teams. Put that into context, in the 90-minute game in Brazil, which statistically is the most competitive league in the world, plus 1.7 per game for first, minus 0.9 per game for last, and 12th was plus 0.1 per game. So it's quite close. So the question that this led me to ask myself was, how important is competitive balance to young male football players? That's me going down the rabbit hole. It's not my talents. But this did lead me down the rabbit hole. And I was trying to find evidence to help me to answer this question. I don't think I've quite answered the question. I'll come on to why, but I've certainly found some other interesting information off the back of asking myself this question. So there's the paper that I used, which is by Vern Seefeld, 1993, and it's from the Institute of Youth Sports from the University of Michigan. Why did I select this study? Well, I'm quite a simple person and I like numbers from my physics background. So this was a huge number. So the paper highlighted a questionnaire that was filled in by 26,000 youths which were broken down across 17 sites across the States. It was a longitudinal study that went from 1975 to 1992. The section that I was particularly interested in, that focused on 8,000 respondents. It was done with, the majority were independent team sports, with school and non-school. So I'll come on to the culture in a moment, but some similarities but also some differences between our own culture around the two. So what did we see? Well, what sort of sports were these guys playing? We see that our sport, football, was within school sports 5th and 4th in non-school sports. So there was relevance in the number and the sample size that were playing football who completed this study. That was important to me. What we found was non-school sports, reasons for participating. In the top 10 reasons that these young people gave, I picked out 3 there that I thought were relevant to what I've been talking about. So the excitement of competition, the challenge of competition, and interestingly, in a 10th, to go to a higher level of competition. So this is the reasons why these users said that they played. In school sports, the only difference was the excitement of competition jumped up 1 place. Now, I interpret that as school sport in America is extremely competitive. They tend to cream off the best athletes, and there's limited numbers to play. So you're taking a competitive environment and turning it even more competitive, if you like. So, an interesting thing that I found from the data, and I don't know how statistically significant it is, but I just want to highlight the blue line here. So, as I looked at the data, if you take the age range here from 10 to 18, what they found was that the young players were telling us that the older they get, there's a general trend towards an increased appetite for the excitement of competition. That's important for me because my boys are 12, 13 at the moment, and if they're anything like what the sample size and the study tells, their excitement for competition, the appetite is only going to grow. So that's important to me. How do I determine excitement for competition? Well, these are 2 goals scored by Liverpool, our city, not my team, I might add. 2 90th minute goals scored 7 months apart. One was on Sunday, one was later on last season. What you don't see in this photo, this was from Sunday, that was the 6th goal and the 6-1 win, was half the cop was empty, and they got a nice round of applause. This was a 90th minute goal by Dejan Lovren, 4-3 win, probably the most, as I interpret it, exciting game in European football for a long time. Look at the crowd. Okay, speaking to my other half who was at both games, she'll tell you that there was definitely excitement in that competition, but that's my interpretation. Interestingly, what else I found was reasons for dropping out. The top 2 reasons, and I think they can relate to this in some way. I was no longer interested and I was not having fun. Interestingly, when you break the data down between males and females, one thing that was significant was the males would said a lot more than the females. Being always on a losing team was a reason for dropping out, and that's something that in my own philosophy, where I talk strongly about patience, potential, and preservation, keeping the players in the game. I've got to bear this in mind that this is why players are dropping out. This is going to have a conflict, or this is going to have significance in my own coaching philosophy. So my conclusion. How important is competitive balance to young male football players? Honestly, I don't yet know. I can draw some assumptions, but what I think we need to do further is just define what competition means. What I didn't get from the data was what the method was. Were they given predetermined answers? What were the answers that they didn't give? I don't think that was. It certainly wasn't presented. I can't draw any conclusions from it. We don't really know the context in which these young athletes were asked and how they completed the questionnaire. We've only got the answers we were given. There is Potential difference between the culture of the US and the UK. What we know is the US is an extremely competitive culture. The UK potentially similar. There's a two-generation gap there. So this was done in the late 70s up to 1992. How different is that now to nowadays? You know, when kids talk about one of the most popular job or career things that they talk about is being famous. So how important is competitive balance if the kids are telling us that actually they want to be famous when they're older? So I need to look at the question, do the kids want certain imbalance? So would they prefer to win easy every week, or would they prefer to have uncertain balance? So a close game where the result is in doubt. And that's where I would look to go with this. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Questions of clarification or points of interest?
Is this your players' experience this season, or is this your players' experience every season?
No, it was.
Did you league structures that something's changed?
Yeah. So when we took over them as 10s, I don't think they'd won a game ever in mini soccer, and then over the 10s, 11s, 12s, by the time last season finished, they turned into a competitive team. What we've gone to this season is 11-a-side football. So on Saturday, the boys concede 12 goals, and the goalkeeper is anything over 5 foot is a goal. So he's got 3 feet of goal that he can't cover. So they're finding the transition to 11-a-side extremely tough. They were a competitive team last season, but the problem is the structure. So Liverpool, the city, probably needs 1 youth league. What we've got is 18 youth leagues, and each youth league has a division of talent where you might have grade A teams playing against grade D teams who are just put into the same division. So the structure, and that essentially is what the paper was discussing in its entirety, is that we know what the potential benefits of youth sport are, and even though we know those benefits, why do we still, as adults, structure our coaching practice and our league structures in ways that don't agree with the evidence?
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
There's a disconnect between, it's almost like the tail wagging the dog.
Yeah.
I didn't know this until recently, this might be the same in Liverpool. The leagues in Sussex are independent of the County FA.
Yep.
So the County FA don't have control or a say-so in what leagues.
Well, no, they do because the leagues have to affiliate, and
but beyond that,
and they have to
check tick box.
Yeah, they have to present their rules, and the County FA can withhold that affiliation. Now, what I'm struggling with is our County FA. I know that they receive an amount of money for every league that affiliate. So what would be more beneficial to them financially? One huge league affiliating,
with 18 divisions,
or 18 tiny leagues affiliating.
The affiliation fees 15
linked to that is obviously you started in September, it's not November.
The season, yeah.
So they've been experienced this for 8, 10, 12 weeks now.
Yeah, we've lost 2 players as well.
Okay, so that was my next thing. Are there certain inflection points or critical points where the mood has changed within the squad?
Training night is always buzzing.
Yeah.
The really difficult thing is, so I'll ask the question in the league this weekend, or yesterday actually, I'm still waiting for an answer. Is the league table determined by goal difference? Because there's an issue of coaches running up the score. And what my concern is that this experience is humiliating for the kids, because they're playing against young men. They're playing against teams who are physically wouldn't look out of place playing 15, 16, some of them. So they are completely powerless to do anything about it. The reason I talked about the team sports is that these are independent sports. So how my team does when we play against your team is we can have an influence and can control at times the way that you play in your experience. if we were to play golf against each other, if we were playing golf against each other, you could smash me 10 and 8 in a match play, but I could still have the best round of my life. And that's the bit that concerns me the most.
It's indicative when people say to you, how did you get on at the weekend? And they go, well, we lost 4-1. Well, that's not the question, is it? How did you get on?
We have a parents' WhatsApp group.
By reference, well, how did they play?
Yeah. So because we've merged the two squads together, we've had to go on a rota system. So there's a few kids that sit out every week because we didn't have enough to keep 2 11-a-side squads because school football's on a Saturday morning. And we've probably got too many for one. So we run a rota system, and at about 12:30 on Saturday afternoon, one of the parents asked that question: how do the boys get on? To which my response was, we played some good football at times.
Yeah. And that puts people on the back foot when you answer that way, doesn't it?
Sorry?
Yeah, and they get on.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. They play some good football at times. What was the result? Oh, right.
Great, Jack, thank you very much. Thank you all, actually. It's amazing, isn't it? We've 2.5 hours worth of content there. It's just flown by for me. I found that absolutely fascinating to just listen to your insights into your worlds, into the application. I thought all of the presentations were just fascinating and some really good stuff in there, which is great. We'll shift things around in terms of our time scale a little bit, and probably some of the questions that I've got left over I'll put into my workshop stuff later on as we start to think about some of those things. In terms of feedback, I'm very keen to give you some good, some quality feedback. So it sounds like the best way might be for me to take in the things that you've scribbled down. Unless you want to give your feedback individually, then perhaps give those to me and I'll collect those over the coming days and pop those together. And I will type it up and I'll email that back to you. And I'll obviously make, thank you very much, I'll obviously make the videos accessible to you all. And you will also get the opportunity to see videos from the other group as well. Should you, and we might ask you to look at those perhaps for some of them for next time. But I mean, overall, great. Just what a superb insight. That's been really good. Let's break for lunch. I've got one little thing to give you. It's quite short. So this is Darren's mini essay related to the communities of practice stuff. To which, because he missed one of the sessions, I asked him to fill in and I put some feedback on here. So just for when we get back together at 1:15, would you perhaps just have looked over this? It's only 3 pages. And have a look at what he's written and have a look at some of the comments that I've written. And we're just going to run through a couple of bits from there. Is that okay? Yep.
Fabulous. So let's get some lunch and we'll be back together as planned at 1:15.
Okay, so I've sent you a thing on
Thank you. Thank you very much.